Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. Stuck us up over on the KO channel to bulk up some of the KO content at the moment. Of course this is a KO and third party, whereas my main channel is going to be straying more towards the official content. This has come courtesy of Show Z. It is the U-01 Stellarus Prominyon, aka Star Convoy. Absolutely adored the Star Convoy figure as a teenager. That's when I had him. I had him as a teenager, and they've done their own version kind of in their Studio Wax stroke masterpiece style. Quick look around the box first. We've got him on the side there in a very stoic, heroic pose. We've got his awesome vehicle mode, and on the back there, looking rather dynamic indeed. We have all of these guns and everything that we can flick around. We've got his big cannons. It's age 15 and plus. It does look like my Royal Mail have given this a really good kicking. There is a bit of a dent in the box, but it was ridiculously well packaged, so the insides should be perfecto. I love how he comes packaged, rather stumpy in there, doesn't he, with his arms and legs compressed. And we have his cannon, stroke pistol, and we have a nice big instruction manual with a card. Oh, I can only begin to explain to you the smell that kind of from this, that really fresh factory paint smell, although I do have some blemishes on mine around those turrets. Still an extremely solid figure. Actually really reminds me of the original toy in terms of weight. I've got some nice rubber tracks here as well, but let's get him formed into his proper robot mode and see how he looks. And here we have him on the rotating display stand. Oh, he really does look nice. He is a gorgeous looking figure, definitely not without his flaws. My legs do not lock in as well as I would like. Slightest little bit of extra impact on that, they will not lock in where they're meant to go, but posability wise he is stunning. He's got so much of that kind of animation style to him, really stylized, but it works incredibly well. And he is a big boy as well, cracking piece. Not their strongest. I've had some really nice pieces from MMC like the Mirage, etc. This guy, the plastic seems a little bit thinner in places, but all in all a gorgeous looking piece. And I mean, this is a masterpiece Star Convoy if ever I've seen one. To give you an idea of how he scales, here he is alongside some of his Victory companions. I believe Star Convoy was basically set after Zone, which in itself I think was only like the one episode, but I believe it got its own kind of manga and its own toy line. It's the same toy line that had the likes of Grandus and Sky Gary. And we got Star Convoy. It was the latest kind of rebirth version of Prime. And then we got Super Megatron as well. I'd love for them to do a Super Megatron in this sort of size. That would be absolutely fabulous. But yeah, I mean, he is a big chappy, but he's not without those flaws. I mean, look at the legs. Just a little bit of pressure and they collapse in on themselves. There's just not enough of a lock on those legs to keep them in that position. There's no like button or anything to push to release them. It's basically kind of friction and hope for the best, which is such a shame because it is a stunning piece. I mean, I had Star Convoy. I think I actually traded it in my late teens against some Marvel Legends stuff, but it was fabulous. I had like the electronics and everything in there, and it was an amazing piece. And this really does hit so many of those nostalgic feels. Right, now before we get him transformed up, I just want to cover the articulation. The head can look up really nicely there, and down on that net rocker and on that hinge we can do some quizzical tilting side to side, which is a great selling point for me. Really nice ratchets on those arms out to side. There's a butterfly joint coming in there as well. Forwards and backwards, we've got a rotation on the bicep. We've got those double jointed bends, fully articulated hands, an abdominal crunch on the waist. Although mine does get locked into that position a little bit. So, and then if we can get the legs to stay where they're meant to, we've got forwards, backwards, that far, hindered by the butt panel, out to the side, a little bit, needs to be a little bit tighter on there, upper thigh rotation, and nice kind of bend on the knee, although you really have to kind of work it back and beyond that joint to get full range, but with the knees continually sinking in, does make it very difficult indeed. And we've got pivot on those feet, and we've got some up and down on the toes there, and on that heel spur. Right now the transformation is not overly complex, it's pretty straightforward, but we will have to remove his gun. Now to get him transformed up, you want to compress his hands. So make sure that the thumb is down, and make sure that the fingers are all compressed inwards. Make sure that the waist is fully down, which allows us to rotate this all the way around. This panel on the arm will open up, and with those thumbs fully compressed, it's just going to flip over and down into that void. Look at mine, mine's got a little bit of a gap on there, that's interesting. And just close that off. The arm is going to rotate around to the outside so that this tab is parallel with this tab. It's going to rock over on itself, and this comes and pushes and tabs in, and then come to these wheels. These are going to pull backwards, unlock, push and lock in to the back of that truck cab. Moving these arms up, we can untab this panel from the sides. Oh, I keep pulling on the tyres. There we go, straighten up those tyres, and that's going to come over and tab around the front, and then move these back down so we can see what we're doing. We need to lift this piece up here, and these basically just tab in on here. You need to slide these away from that torso, like so. They just unhinge, and they're going to come out and out to the side, and this is all going to unfold nicely. The chest panel is going to come away, head flips down into the chest. Now there's not a lot of room in there, but it does fit nonetheless. Clearance is crazy minimal, but then it allows this to close back off and square up, he says. There we go. You then want to rotate these as they come up, and rotate this, and that should allow these to kind of come together and push and interlock into position. Right, we currently have something that looks like this. This hinge here, look, this is actually going to come over like this, and this one comes over like that. So it's kind of slowly getting there, isn't it? I mean kind of like really slowly. The trouble is, you have to kind of just work back from memory, because MMC in their infinite wisdom gave you the instructions for working from vehicle mode to bot mode, and not vice versa. But these slide like so, and they meet in the middle. If, like me, they weren't quite meeting in the middle, that means your waist joint is slightly up. So there we go. They now meet in the middle there. And then this section is going to slide backwards like so. And then this is going to come down and that'll push and that will lock in on there. So we're left with something that currently looks like that. Slide our feet backwards like so, and the heels, if you look, there's a tab just on there. Those are going to tuck in and just tab in to the back of these leg panels. These are going to untab from either side. I love how these are made. That rubber feels sensational. We're going to bend these side panels down, and if you look, there are tabs along here. These are all going to tab in, so this tabs in on here. Come on, it's all kind of untabbing as I go, isn't it? So I'm trying to do it all on camera. It was going so smoothly. And now this one's untapped. Oh, there we go, look. Yeah. There. Those are tapped in. Then the idea is to fully collapse these legs. They are collapsed now. And then this is meant to come down. Again, this has just come untabbed again. These are going to tab in on there. And this is just not going to stay where I've put it, is it? So it'll come a little bit untabbed from here again now, look. There's a tab just behind here, and that's meant to tab in on there. Oh, hello, that's in. No, it's out again. That's in. Stay, stay. But yeah, whether it stays or not, that's another question. But we can then bring in the gun. I think the gun literally just slides in and then rotates like so. And then we have them fully transformed up, but it did tab in just a little bit further on there. These can split as you'd have him in bot mode. It's a nice big cab, just lacking something. I think it's the treads don't seem to roll right. They just untab. It's the hinging. I know it's all panel forming, and I know it's to keep both modes looking as good as possible. But I don't know. The vehicle mode is just a little tiny bit lackluster, in my opinion, but it is fairly true to his original toy. Scale-wise, there we have Cubex Huffer. That's an MP-sized toy, so it gives you some sort of idea of what we're dealing with here. And personally, I mean, I'm not horrified. It's a nice figure. Bot mode especially is sensational, but those knees, even throughout the transformation, I know it's different when I'm sitting here doing it for camera, so I'm trying to get everything in, rather than just messing about with it on your lap or on a table or something. But it's just so ridiculous, the slightest breeze and they collapse inwards, and that's not really okay. He's not a super cheap figure. You wouldn't really expect that, especially from the likes of MMC. They have a really good track record, and this figure wasn't exactly rushed. So you'd think just those little tweaks. No doubt there'll be people on the forums that have probably already created some sort of quick fix for this. Maybe if I took the legs apart, I added something to those joints, maybe that would really kind of stiffen them up. But should we really have to? Like I said, MMC are renowned for giving us amazing products, and it's just something slightly off with the knees on this one. Now, my panels don't quite stay as they should. I think Pure was actually disappointed with this one. I think it was a bit of a miss for him, but I still like it. I still think it does what it needs to, and it definitely sets those nostalgia bells ringing for me. I did love the original toy, but I can definitely see this fall short for some of those who are interested in it. And for me, I think just those knees and the tabbing issues in vehicle mode just throw a slight dampener onto what could be an amazing Star Convoy. Make sure you check out Pure's review as well. I will include a link in the description below for that as well, because it's a nice thorough review, and it's always good to have different opinions on different products. I highly recommend you watch as many reviews on a product before you purchase it, because everybody has a different opinion, and then soak it all up and then make a decision for yourselves. I'd like to thank Shozy for making this review possible. I'll include a link in the description below where this can be purchased. And until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.